What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
I am Iron Man.
You are a toy!
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Server Anakin! I have the high ground!
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm simply saying that life, finds a way.
Welcome back to the Big Movie Boys podcast, the only podcast to give 50% effort, 50% of the time. I'm your host, Jeremy Ballman, and with me as always is Ben Stitch.
What's going on out there? Great day today.
And Bob Liebel.
What's up, everybody? What is 50% of effort, 50% of the time? I don't know that. Did I miss it?
Just halvesy.
Just
okay.
halves. Oh, yeah. It is the halvesies today, though.
Just trying to be on theme.
Okay. Now it makes sense. But yeah, it is the halvesies today.
I saw the blank stare you
Oh,
had
yeah.
when Jeremy
I had no
said
idea.
that. I was like, he is not getting
I was
that.
like, I don't have anything to say anyway. You might as well just ask a question. Start the podcast with a question.
It's good to start a podcast with absolute confusion. Because it can only get better from it.
Feel.
Well, we already mentioned it. We're doing the halvesies today. Maybe only the second greatest award show behind the Bimbos. I mean, the ratings have yet to come in.
The Bimbos were great.
Yeah.
I got to say, the Bimbos were high expectations for these halvesies coming off those Bimbo awards.
Yeah.
And we have done halvesies before. There's a history to the halvesies. If you're unfamiliar with them, if you're a newer listener to the Big Movie Boys podcast, this is our mid-year awards. So we discuss things that have mostly come out from January to the end of June and of this year, of 2021. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll also have some throwbacks. We'll be looking into the future a little bit as well. And this is definitely the unbuttoned, laid-back award show. Like the Bimbos is a little hoity-toity. It's a little, we were all wearing tuxes. I know we don't have video evidence, but you gotta take our word. We were all suited up.
We weren't even together for those ones, but I remember the video aspect of it. We were wearing tuxes. Bob asked, should he wear a tux? But now he's just in a tank top and no pants. So
yeah.
it's
this is
definitely
much more
the
laid
halvesies.
back. The Bimbos is like the well put together older brother that has a good job, 401k, all that shit. And then the fucking halvesies is your piece of shit, alcoholic, dirty scumbag trailer trash little brother.
Interesting analogy. I don't know who you're
you were just
referencing
about to
there.
describe yourself.
I was basically describing myself.
But yeah, the halvesies is always a good time. I always look forward to the halvesies. I will say though, I must have dissociated for a good portion of the first half of this year because I'm blown away that we've already experienced 6 months.
Dude,
Thought it was
Jesus
April.
Christ. Half the shit on this, I'm like, that came out this year? That wasn't 2020? I was stunned.
I've been seeing a lot of different people or accounts and stuff post about half year this, half year that. Blows my fucking mind that we're halfway into 2021. Literally blows my mind.
We got vaxxed and a little too relaxed, if you ask me, because I have no memories.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
2020 took about 5 years off
This
my
will be
life.
the drunkest year of my life.
Yes,
Yeah.
easily.
Which tops last year, but it's just gonna.
It's like global warming.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse.
And there's no stopping it. Well, boys, what do you think? Should we just hop into it?
Yes.
Let's start with the Masturbatory Award. We have it at every award show. The best episode of the Big Movie Boys podcast. And damn if there couldn't be 26 nominees. How many? What's half a year?
Don't know.
26 is half a year, but I don't think we've done 26 podcasts. But
It's got to be close to that, though. But
Done at least 20.
we narrowed it down to just a select few. The nominees for the best episode of the Big Movie Boys podcast include the 2020 Bimbos, the double feature of Ants and A Bug's Life. We finally watched The Lord of the Rings, 80s movies show and tell, the best movie of the 80s, Fasten Up for F9, and we finally watch Rush Hour. Ben, stiff competition. We've said it before. It's like picking your children. Do you have a favorite child?
There's one living in a trailer park.
well, I know for the Bimbos, I remember going in with answers I had in mind. For the halvesies, I'm going in just
We're doing this one raw.
I haven't even looked at most of the categories, if I'm being honest.
For this, I'm going to go off feel for a lot of these, and for this one especially, it's going to be what I remember most. And while I really enjoyed fastening up for F9 and watching Rush Hour, I'm going with the 2020 Bimbos because even though we didn't do that one in person, I remember laughing a lot during that one and having a great time. That was probably my favorite one that we did remotely.
Yeah, for me, a deciding factor whenever we pick, an episode for whatever award show is which ones do I remember? For a handful of different reasons. And don't remember the Bimbos at all. The double feature Ants and Bugs Life, also don't recall that. Lord of the Rings, as sad as it is to say, I don't fucking remember
We
that
did,
either.
we did 3 of those
Yeah, I
movies.
know. I don't remember any of them.
Only the first one nominated though.
80s Show and Tell. I truly cannot believe that happened in 2021. Best of the 80s, same thing.
So you're gonna pick the one?
I'm gonna have to go with. We finally watched Rush Hour for 2 reasons. Because it does fall into. We talked about Fast and Furious, which I think is one of my favorite things that we've done so far this year.
And because it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can still remember it.
Yeah, I can still remember it. But yeah, love Rush Hour. Obviously, Gassing Up for F9 was what I was gonna.
Is
pick.
that that last week's? Is that what that's?
No, that's the first one.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
the one that started it all.
Yeah. Like I liked that we did that. Those were my favorite things. So I'm gonna go with Rush Hour because we get a little F9 and a little Rush Hour on that. And it was that or Lord of the Rings. I can't remember Lord of the Rings, so it's got to be Rush Hour.
Well, unlike Bob, I remember all these fondly. So some of my favorite memories were these episodes from the first half of this year. I agree with both your picks, both excellent choices. The 80s ones have those.
Wait, do we have to come to a consensus?
I mean, we're supposed to. but-
We're supposed to, not consensus.
a
2-1,
majority
right?
vote. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
The 80s
I
ones.
won't be swayed.
80s ones. I watched a lot of 80s movies in the first half of this year.
I know you
It kind
did.
of burned me out, honestly. But I'm honestly leaning towards Fasten Up for F9 because that was the first of a 9-week series. And you guys, I went back and listened to that pretty recently. You guys were shitting on it the whole time.
So did you enjoy listening back, knowing what was to come?
I loved listening back to it. That was also one of the, I think maybe the most fun I had recapping a movie as well, because that one's pretty absurd on its own without even getting into like what the future Fast and Furious absurdity levels are. So right now I'm leaning towards Fasten Up for F9, although we are in a 3-way split on the first category. So
I feel like you have a chance to win coming up though with that same logic.
If we have to pick a winner, everything I said about Rush Hour
Can be applied to F9.
because but I also said the thing I like about that episode is that we talked about F9. So if we have to pick a winner, I guess I could side with him. I said that was my number 2. So
I won't side, so if you guys want to go with that, that's okay with
I
me.
think that's fair. I can take that. Did we mention Rush Hour at all on that podcast, or Little Jackie Chan, any Chris Tucker?
I'm sure you did.
Okay. I'm pretty certain I did as well. Or Mark Wahlberg. I usually put one of those guys' name in at least one episode.
I wonder what the
Bow
actual
Wow's a new
percentage
guy,
is.
though. He's getting in every episode. Bow Wow, if you're listening, you son of a bitch, answer my fucking DMs.
So is it a lock? Is Fast Enough for F9 the best episode of the first half of this year?
I think so. Your recap alone, I think, might have made it one of the best ones. Because I'm now that's coming back to me.
I remember shitting on it the whole time, and I remember me and Bob being like, "Is this gonna be over yet?" And now,
I remember your recap of that movie was so good that when we saw F6 and they did a recap of the entire fucking franchise, I saw scenes from it and I was like, I know what happens there.
And that's the magic of these movies.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, you want to give us our next category here?
yeah, this one's a fun one for everyone involved here. This one is the Extra Mile Award for outstanding fortitude and dedication to the Big Movie Boys podcast. First nomination is for Bob going to see Fast and Furious 6 in theaters.
Hard.
Remember, that's going to see a movie for a movie podcast.
A free movie.
A free movie. Myself, watching 10 episodes of The Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
I only watched one, and I could not do that 9 more times.
Yeah. Jeremy for re-recording his side of an entire episode of the podcast, which I don't know if that might win this award, but that might just be the greatest thing ever.
I still think that's fake.
That is psychopathic behavior.
Yeah.
It should not be rewarded.
Jeremy again for somehow getting us fastened up for F9, and then Bob for, remember that one week, Bob, you showed up sober?
Yeah, it was the worst week of my life. It was the worst week of my life.
Well, you got a nomination for it, so congratulations. Well, what do we think, Bob? What are you leaning towards?
Well, I know how hard it is to be sober, so I think the first thing I would think would probably be me showing up sober to that one podcast. But I think this is a pretty easy one. One, because I think it's fake. I think it's a lie. If it's actually true, then goddamn it, you definitely deserve the Extra Mile Award for it. And that's Jeremy re-recording all his lines from a podcast. And he got it by you and me and everybody that I talked to.
We
about
listened.
Yeah.
We don't listen to all these. We listened to that one.
And not only, he goes, tell me if you hear anything different. Really
He's
pay attention.
begging
Yeah,
us to
really
figure
pay
it out.
attention to this one. And I had no idea.
Yeah, this is the single craziest thing I've ever done. Was it worth it?
No. No.
Absolutely not.
It was the
The second Lord of the Rings one.
Because you had to do it.
Take
'cause
it
if
back.
would've
I would
been
have
the
fucking
first-
killed you if we had to re-record that thing.
I mean, it just wouldn't have come out, and I How could you not put out the second Lord of the Rings one if we're doing all 3 in a row?
That'd be really fitting of us, though. It was like, yeah, we're doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We're just going to skip the middle one, though.
The roller coaster of emotions I felt when I noticed I didn't have enough waveforms, and then I noticed I didn't have mine, which has never happened before.
Well, if that was either me or Bob, what happens? We're just like, scrap it?
I think we recorded that remotely, so it would have been both of yours, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys would have been recorded together, so. Am I accepting this award? Is it official?
I'm voting for that one.
Yeah, no.
I'll give myself honorable mention because I was the one who suggested I watch the 10 episodes, so I think that shows myself going above and beyond. But yeah, that I would have never re-recorded my half of a podcast.
Wow, I'm not prepared for this. I
Do you have a speech?
I have nothing written. I guess I'd like to thank God and my willingness to waste
playing the music
to waste an entire day re-recording, literally listening to your guys' voices, trying to remember what I said, and then saying it into a microphone, and then having to edit that to make it sound like a conversation.
If I ever win an award at all, and I have a hot mic in front of me, I'm going to thank the devil. Like, thank you, my Lord and Savior, Beelzebub. I fucking love you, Satan. Like,
well, Bob, before you can thank Satan, why don't you give us our next category here?
Yeah. So the next category is Best Theaters Are Back promo. The nominees: Marvel Celebrates the Movies, John Krasinski, Thank You for Seeing A Quiet Place Part 2, or F9, the one where the engine is revving like a movie projector. And are we even going to waste our time with this one?
we don't have to go around. This one is so great. The Marvel Celebrates the Movies is actually
really
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Super cool.
It's honestly getting my vote because it's better than drugs, dude. That thing just gets me going.
That's better than Vin Diesel. His voice sounds like he swallowed a bag of fucking rocks.
Here's the only thing against it. That promo, incredible.
Yeah.
We all agree. I can't deny that. But they didn't show it before F9. They showed it to us before Fast and Furious 6, but they didn't show it before F9.
It was strange that didn't pop up because when you showed us that, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. When they cut the fucking screen and the engine revs and it's just...
The sound of a movie theater projector.
Like, so funny. That moment alone is like my favorite.
I would
Theaters
fucking
Are Back.
kill to be in like the writer's room for that. I was like, oh fuck, like we gotta do like one of these Back to the Movie things. And like everyone likes the movie projector,
knew
right?
instantly.
Like, yeah, like, let's fucking just rev the engine. I could easily be a writer for Fast and Furious.
You probably will be.
Yeah.
I agree. You guys should both vote for that so that it wins. But for record-keeping purposes, I will be voting for
That's okay with
Marvel
me.
Celebrates the Movies.
F9 deserves to win that one. It's first award of the night. It's got a lot of
There's
nominations.
a lot more coming.
The most nominated movie in the Halfsies, as we will see as we continue. But as we continue, let's move on to our fourth category, Best Trailer. These are all trailers that came out in the first half of the year. They include The Suicide Squad, Mortal Kombat, Army of the Dead, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, first trailer. There's been 2 trailers. Only the first one's nominated. F9, second trailer, came out the first half this year. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and The Many Saints of Newark. Lots of great trailers, not all great movies, not all movies we've seen yet.
I personally like the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings second trailer more than the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Hot take. It's not getting my fucking vote, though. I'm going for The Many Saints of Newark. I know you guys probably did not even watch this.
We knew that was coming, though.
But, yeah.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's in there, so that, yeah. But this looks absolutely incredible. I think that Michael Gandolfini being cast as his late father's iconic role, and honestly, in the trailer, he looks exactly like the way they described Tony Soprano as like young Tony Soprano in the TV show. It looks absolutely incredible. I think the trailer's a little misleading because it starts with James Gandolfini's like an old lines from him from the show, and then they show his son. The whole movie's about this guy Dickie Moltisanti, who's like he's like a character they reference in the show. It's like a prequel. It really, from what I know, doesn't have that much to do with young Tony Soprano. He's obviously in the movie, and that's the selling point. But I think he's going to be like the B plot. And I don't know if all the trailers are going to be like that. So, like, I don't know. I just like it because I just love Soprano stuff. I literally just finished watching it for the 4th time. So that's my easy vote for me. And my number 2 would probably be Mortal Kombat.
What's your number 3?
Just for the fuck of it.
Mortal Kombat, great trailer.
Yeah, great trailer.
I did not like that movie.
I
don't remember the
trailer. Also hated the movie. I'm going with, as much as I want to give it to F9 here because it's a great trailer, but that first one is like just steals the show. It's like it.
But that
I
didn't
remember
come out in.
it was 2020.
Yeah.
So I can't give it to. I'm gonna give it to Army of the Dead because that actually got me semi excited for that movie. Not a great movie, but it kind of sold the movie for me though, and kind of made me excited enough to watch it. Like normally a movie like that I wouldn't be interested in, but that trailer did its job.
Because the thing
F9
about
I would have seen if it was just Vin Diesel revving an engine. Like it didn't need to do anything.
If you think about like, I'll see Many Saints in Newark if they do literally nothing in the trailer. Jeremy will see any Marvel thing if they do literally nothing in the trailer. You weren't going to see Army of the Dead.
Exactly.
You saw the trailer and it got you.
That's what.
So
I'm going
if we're going off of what the category is,
so you changing your vote?
Nobody's going to vote for Many Saints in Newark. So I think I will see where it goes. What Jeremy says.
Wow, hard take there. Yeah. Hard take.
Bob almost made a mistake right there. Because there's a lot of great trailers here. A lot of great music incorporated in these trailers. The Shang-Chi, I do like the second Shang-Chi trailer as well. I really like the music in the first one though. That's why I opted for the first trailer. The Falcon Winter Soldier one is pretty great. Obviously F9 second trailer reveals they're going to space. All great stuff. I'm actually kind of leaning towards Many Saints of Newark because I am now motivated more than ever to watch The Sopranos.
Wow.
How the fuck did that motivate you? Not me telling you for 2 years that it's the best show ever.
To then watch this movie. So if we're talking about things motivating us to watch something in the same way...
That makes me afraid to watch that trailer because I don't know if I want that time commitment on my hands.
It looks awesome. It really does look really good. And that's just not me as like a very biased...
But are you going to change your answer because of
I never changed
logic?
I never changed
I know. So you're not gonna?
It's Many Saints in Newark. If Jeremy's siding with me.
I'll give it to you, Bob.
Okay.
There's not many I'm going to give to you in these halvesies, but I'll give you this one.
That's a win for me and a win for your father, who I know is listening right now.
Ben, how about our next category here?
Oh, this one's a long one. Best catching up on 2020. This had to have come out in 2020, but we watched, at least one of us watched it in 2021. We got Trial of the Chicago 7, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, One Night in Miami, Search Party Season 3, Ted Lasso Season 1, The Orange Years, The Nickelodeon Story, American Pickle, Queen's Gambit, and How To with John Wilson. This one's a loaded category. I have no idea where I'm leaning with this one.
I've seen one of these. It's the one that I nominated, American Pickle.
Oh, you haven't seen One Night in Miami?
No.
All right, well, we can knock that one out because I don't think anyone's seen it then.
I really wanted to.
I put
had
it on there because I
intentions.
thought you watched it.
Nope, I had intentions of it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, should we?
No, I did not see this either. I'm trying to. I saw Nomadland. I saw Sound of Metal. Search Party. I have seen. Who watched Ted Lasso? You, Jer?
Yeah, when I paid for an extra month of
right.
Apple TV Plus.
I'm still paying for that.
I only put
I actually
Queen.
canceled that.
I think you guys watched Queen's Gambit in 2020. Bob,
I didn't watch it.
don't. It's the worst
Really?
fucking show of all time.
Get out of town. Why? Everybody said it was good.
It's so bad. Everyone is so wrong in this. I know I'm the one zagging. This show, all it is, if you want to watch scenes of a girl playing chess,
I thought there's like a psychological aspect to
yeah,
it.
she's just also doing drugs the whole time too. But it
Okay.
like adds nothing. It adds
Really?
nothing. She's just high the entire time.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about
It's
it.
so bad. There's so many. There's what, like 8 episodes? There's like 30 chess montages. I don't know why they need so many. This show could have been 4 episodes. Maybe it would have been way better. I don't need to see so many fucking montages of a girl playing chess while then sometimes she's high and sometimes she's sober. I just don't fucking need it. Sorry, Beth Harmon.
I was so on the fence about this. Everyone was saying it was super popular.
Don't
My
do
girlfriend
it.
wanted to watch it really bad, and I just was not interested. And she's just been pushing me to watch it, and now it's on the back burner, and we're not watching it anytime soon. But now I'm absolutely not watching it.
Jeremy, try to sell him on it.
Well, Ben is just factually incorrect. I mean, you can
So
have your
bad.
opinion, but you are incorrect in this opinion. Queen's Gambit, very good. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like I'm just trying to dissect your opinion here. It sounds like you don't like women playing chess. Is that what you said?
No, that's the part I do like because I like her character. It's just so many chess montages. Like there's some parts that are all right, but it's like the relationship she forges aren't even that like real. I don't know. It just biggest waste of 8 hours of my life.
I won't be watching it.
I went into it thinking it was going to be overhyped, and I really enjoyed it.
Maybe that's I went in thinking it was going to be a great show.
I'm just going in. I didn't really ever want to watch it.
So I put this in there just to talk
Just
shit
to
about it.
bitch about it.
Yes, I will not be voting.
What are
for
you
it.
voting for then, Jeremy?
Honestly, like when I was looking at this list, the one that kind of jumped out at me as being like just something I enjoyed all the way through was the Orange Years, the Nickelodeon story, but I don't think
Is
either
that
of
on
you seen
Hulu?
it.
Nah.
Because I was just watching a Nickelodeon documentary. I'm assuming it must be that.
It was this one, yeah.
Tina had it on, and I was watching it. Some of it was interesting, but then also it's like it starts from the very beginning when I didn't watch Nickelodeon, so I wasn't as into that part. But
I really like that. How to with
probably
John
like
Wilson's on this list. I watched it, but Ben watched it recently, so I can vote for that. Other than that, it would be like Sound of Metal
it's
or
Sound of Metal for me.
Trial of the Chicago 7, yeah.
It's Sound of Metal for me because that's the best thing on this list, and I did watch it in 2021. I know Bob, you haven't seen it, but
I'm gonna vote for American Pickle, the one I nominated, because I remember. So I had just got HBO Max because we were watching. What was the movie that I had to get HBO Max for? The first one we watched.
no fucking clue.
I don't know. Whatever it was like a one. It might have been in 2020, honestly. I had HBO Max and I was looking for just a movie to watch one night, and I saw American Pickle pop across the screen.
Is it actually good?
Jeremy said it was good. I decided to throw it on just for the fuck of it.
I've never seen it.
Wait, what?
I heard it was good,
Are you
but I've never
fucking
seen
kidding
it.
me?
Bob, why did you watch this movie?
I thought Jeremy said it was a good movie.
Did you enjoy it then?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's 90 minutes long, and it's literally just like a single contained, just silly story. I'd say it's worth watching. If you're looking for a movie to watch when you can't find anything, throw this on. You'll enjoy it.
Fair enough.
I've only heard good things about it, but yeah, I've not watched it.
Apparently, you
myself.
gave a great review of it.
Dude, I need to stop drinking during these podcasts.
Well, in that case, I'll vote for Sound of Metal then, because it is certainly one of the better things that I watched, especially in the run up to the
Even
Oscars.
more than American Pickle, though, Jerry.
I have given it great reviews in the past, but
This is so shocking to me.
but I'm okay with Sound of Metal. That was one of my favorite Oscar contenders for sure. Congratulations, Riz Ahmed, and whoever actually made the movie.
You know who you are.
You're listening.
We all know. We don't need to say it. Bob, why don't you give us our next category here?
So next category is best streaming service. We have Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus. I just got that. Peacock and Prime Video. This is a loaded category as always. What are you guys gonna go with here?
I've been on the HBO Max train since they launched. I've been in their corner, and I'm only getting deeper.
I was waiting for a butt.
I'm only getting deeper. I feel like that is my go-to number one. I've been like rewatching Rick and Morty, all the new movies that are coming out. Their movie catalog. It's always rotating. I feel like there's always something to watch on there, or there's something like a comfort movie on there. They got like all the Oceans movies on there. Like there's always something I can watch on HBO Max. These days, I rarely go to Netflix unless I'm globetrotting. I'm using VPN Netflix to watch a movie that isn't on another service.
I'm currently watching Too Hot to Handle on Netflix season 2. Don't really love the show, but you know, you got to put in the time to be able to watch stuff you actually do like. And I'm also rewatching Better Call Saul that's on there. But I don't really give like credit to Netflix for having Better Call Saul on there. I wanted this category on here again because it was definitely Netflix last year. Like it was just the tried and true. Like we all felt that way. The tide is like definitely like shifting to HBO Max, and I think Disney Plus too. That like with Loki, with WandaVision, with all the shows
all
they
the
have.
Disney Plus Marvel movies and Mighty Ducks Mighty Ducks show. I mean, they got great content on there.
Don't you get the sense that Netflix in like 10 years is going to be like 4th or 5th? I feel like it's just going to drop more and more because even Paramount Plus is like rising.
They
like,
have a lot of shit.
Prime Video can just throw billions of dollars at everything. Like
You
that's
just
gonna
got
rise.
it anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've got a couple of good shows on there.
I feel like Netflix, Hulu, get the fuck out of here with those fucking
You can
commercials.
literally burn in hell.
I fucking hate.
I've
it.
been watching.
Cable, that's it.
I've been watching Dave season 2, and it feels like there's 45 minutes of ads,
Dude.
in a 25-minute show.
And them even like showing that like the wind down of the fucking, it does not help. I fucking hate it even more. My vote here, I'm gonna echo what Jeremy's saying. HBO Max is just, I think, the sleekest thing. I watched Mayor of Easttown on it. I think it's the cleanest one, and I think it's the one, if I had to pick only one, that's the one I would choose because you got the best movie selection too, I think.
I'm going to agree with you guys on HBO Max. And I never thought that this would happen because I've always just, I kind of was standoffish about HBO Max. I didn't want to get it. I got it and I never looked back. Like, I think at any one time, I'm watching more shows on HBO Max than any streaming service that I've ever, like in history. Like, I was watching Sopranos. I was watching Eastbound and Down. I was watching Rick and Morty. I was watching fucking. I just started
American Pickle.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You started Curb
Your
nice.
Enthusiasm. Just because like it's just on there. I'm like scrolling through. I was like, that's a good show. That's a good show. I know good things about that. Like, let me watch it. And then like same thing with the movies. Like their movies are always rotating. Like you'll just see. Like if you just go through like recently added or like popular now or whatever the name of that category
Sent
is.
you guys a snap this morning. Disturbia.
Yeah, it's
Added
just
to
unbelievable.
HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean, you scroll through it and you're just like, these are all like either movies I've heard amazing things about or I love and I'd like to watch again.
There's a new Steven Soderbergh film. I believe it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Don Cheadle's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out like a day ago and it's supposed to be super good.
Just on HBO.
I remember
Yeah.
hearing about the cast. I feel like this was 6 months ago that they announced the cast.
Who's
and
that,
then
who's that
all-
fuck? Who's the one guy from The Mummy? He's in it.
Brendan
fucking
Fraser.
Fraser's in it.
Your
Yeah, my
boy.
boy. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Everyone's in that movie. It's Steven Soderbergh. Like I was excited for this movie.
yeah.
I didn't hear a peep about this movie again, and HBO's just like, it's out.
Yeah.
We got it.
And it's good too. Like I read reviews. It's like super good.
I thought they were still writing that movie. I
Yeah.
had no idea it was even close to
Now I
coming
want to
out.
watch that movie with Bob's review of it.
Dude, but it's like unbelievable. Like the stuff that they have on there, like you'll scroll through, just like, what? That's on HBO Max? Like that I've never even seen on this. They have a lot of movies that I've never seen on a streaming service before.
Semi-pro.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fucking amazing. Rush Hour. Never been on a streaming service until HBO Max.
They've got all the Harry Potter movies. They got
Yeah.
all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah. Which it's just
I'm
unbelievable.
surprised you ever leave your house, Bob.
Like, somebody said it. One of you guys said it. It's like if you had to just pick one, if I had to just pick one, it would be HBO Max.
I think it's easy. Like it's an
yeah,
easy
no, I really
pick.
do too. Like, I mean, Netflix. That was like the old, like the thing that we said. I think that's the justification we used for Netflix in the past. If you had to pick one, it'd be Netflix because it's just like they have the most stuff. They have HBO Max is taking that over. The only thing they really don't have is like reality TV on there. At least not that I'm aware.
And
of.
I could survive without. I watch way too much reality TV
Yeah.
at this point in my
But
life.
think about it. They
But I
have
would love if it was. It's a drug. I need it taken away
classic
from me.
movies. They have like newer movies. Like their HBO Max originals are really good. They have good documentaries.
All the ones that are day and date theater and HBO Max
Yeah,
releases.
they have great comedies and stuff. Like the only thing I swear to God that HBO Max is missing is reality TV. Which,
Space-
for all I know,
Space Jam is going to be out on HBO Max later this month. Like if we
Space
didn't,
Jam 2.
Many
Space
Saints of
Jam
Newark.
2. If
Many
we
Saints of
didn't,
Newark will be on
Because
there in
Space Jam is
October.
on Hulu right now.
sorry, Space Jam 2, the new one. Yeah, that's an easy sweep for HBO
It's
Max.
just wild because 1 year ago it was easily Netflix for us.
I
and
think-
I was just shit on
I think
HBO
I voted
Max.
for HBO Max, but even then it was
Yeah.
tougher.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's,
that-
it's
we
easy
probably
now.
made fun of you then.
It was an underdog, and now
it's easy now.
It's the favorite moving forward, I think. All right, let's get into our next category here. This is a fun one. I'm excited about this one. This category is called "Good to See Ya. It's Been a While." This is shouting out some actors and actresses that have kind of been out of the limelight for a little bit, but they made a triumphant return in the first half of 2021. The nominees include Kate Winslet in Mayor of Easttown, Doug Benson in The Last Blockbuster, John Stamos in Big Shot, another Disney Plus show, Queen Latifah in The Equalizer, Lucas Black in F9, and Bow Wow in F9.
Good to see ya.
Let-
Bow Wow.
Let me start this off. Because one, John Stamos, that just reminded me of this show. He should not be in a children's television show. He shouldn't be allowed around kids. I don't know how they fuck. There must have been a loophole.
Why can't he
They
be
must have
allowed
never-
around kids?
He's a creepy
What'd he
motherfucker,
do?
dude. He's a bad guy. I have no facts to back him up. I just think I've heard he's a bad guy. Anyway,
Allegedly.
allegedly, they can't even film the scenes of him in the same
told
room.
you?
I don't know.
You heard it.
Some guy at a bar. I don't know. Anyway, Queen Latifah. I'm pretty sure The Equalizer premiered after the Super Bowl.
That's
and
the
wow,
only-
it's hysterical.
Dude, we were adding people for this, and I was going through shows in like 2021, and I saw The Equalizer. I'm like, oh yeah, remember all those
Yeah,
promos?
I'm pretty sure that lasted maybe 5 episodes. Lucas Black, pretty cool, pretty funny. But this is an easy one. Bow Wow, because one, I didn't even know he was living, and two, he didn't even it took me until the scene was over when I saw Bow Wow in Fast and Furious to realize that was Bow Wow, because he looks like a completely different human being.
What about when he comes back later in the movie? Oh wait, he doesn't.
Bob,
Yeah, and also that motherfucker won't answer my DMs.
Bob
though.
has been petitioning him to get him on the podcast. I don't
Yeah.
know if this is going to help.
I've been tagging him, tagged him in our last post.
He's patronizing him
Yeah.
now by giving him a fake award.
You're getting more too, you motherfucker.
My real vote is for Kate Winslet because she was great in Mare of Easttown. That was a really good show. It's the classic story of a whodunit, but I think they did it in a really good way. She's from Britain and she does this great Philadelphia accent that I don't think like you could give me like 2 years. I could not develop a Philadelphian accent. But yeah, this one's easy. It's definitely Bow Wow. Close with Lucas Black because literally haven't seen him.
Just as funny.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
He looks just as shitty.
I'm sorry, Tokyo Drift. Lucas Black doesn't look just as shitty. They shot his scenes 20 years ago when they did Tokyo Drift. He's the same exact age.
They had to digitally de-age him.
But they aged him up in the first movie. Yeah, this one's going to Bow Wow. I know he's humbly going to accept this award.
The category should be good to see you. I can't believe you're alive.
Jeremy, let's get your take. I know we already have a winner, but Jeremy, who do you have to?
I mean, I agree. Kate Winslet, great in Mare of Easttown, and that name will come up again later. But some could argue that this category was made to give Bow Wow an award.
Some could say.
Some might say that, and because
Name
of
3
that,
Bow Wow songs.
Like Mike.
I don't even think it's called Like Mike.
I can name
Basketball.
more Bow Wow films.
Okay, that's not good. As he's a rapper, I can name more movies he's in.
but yeah, this is gonna be a sweet for Bow Wow. Mr. Wow, check your DMs.
Hey, buddy.
Your award will be in your DMs. Ben, why don't you give us our next one here?
All right, this one is Best Is Yet to Come. Stuff coming out in the latter half of 2021. We got Black Widow. Super excited to see this movie next week. Space Jam: A New Legacy. Shout out LeBron. The Suicide Squad. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Many Saints of Newark. Dune. The Eternals. Ghostbusters Afterlife. And Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Good time to be a Marvel fan.
Yeah,
That's a lot of Marvel right there. Bob, what are you thinking?
These are easy for me. So my heart is Many Saints of Newark. Obviously, we've already touched on it. But I think that one's not going to go over very well unless Jeremy started watching The Sopranos before I got here. But I don't think he did. So I'm going to go Spider-Man: No Way Home, just because I fucking love Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland. You see him and Zendaya are dating.
She's like 6 inches taller.
Yeah, I don't care.
This might, or The Many Saints of Newark might win it for best of 2021 that you've watched in 2022 for Jeremy. I could see that happening.
Yeah, it's tough for me. I mean, of the Marvel movies, I agree. If I had to rank them, I'd say Spider-Man is going to be at the top. I am very excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I am excited for the Suicide Squad as well. I don't know what to expect from that though. But I'm very excited for that one.
I have no desire to see that.
James Gunn being attached to it is truly the reason I want to see it. But I'm gonna have to double down with Bob, make Ben's vote basically mute, and go Spider-Man: No Way Home.
That's okay, because I'm gonna rescind my vote. None of these really excite me besides Space Jam, only because I have it in the movie draft. If LeBron would have been coming off like a title, and then this movie came out, I think it would be like. That's what I picked.
I think that would have.
That's why I picked the movie. Yeah. I just assumed the Lakers were going to win, and that was going to...
All those scenes they filmed of him coming off the season with the title are going to be really awkward.
Does this movie come out?
It's like
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it would have been right
Dude,
if he was in the
LeBron
finals.
is best friends with Chris Paul. He has not even said one thing about Chris Paul, but he won't shut the fuck up about this movie.
Yeah, I think the timing obviously was made so that it would. They obviously you have to anticipate he's going to be in the finals.
It's going to be like Game 7 the same night.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, you have to anticipate he's going to be in the finals every single year, and it just did not work out that way this year. But I wonder if that affects the like the box office.
I think enough people, and like he's such a family man. I think enough people go see Space Jam, but yeah. I know Zachary L. Sharif will see this movie, and
if you're listening,
you'll see it. But I rescind my vote. I really don't. I'm not super excited about anything here. I think I threw Dune on there because it's been like such a long time coming. I feel like for that movie,
it's pretty hyped up.
Yeah,
from what I've been reading.
I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah.
Did you end up stealing that one for the draft, or do I have that?
That's a great question. I think we'll never know.
I think I might have stolen that one.
I don't even know what my first movie is.
I think that might have been a late round pick for me.
That comes out in December.
It was a risky pick.
All right, well that's going to be a Spider-Man win. I'm excited. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this year, and that's not even everything. Boss Baby coming out this weekend.
This weekend, I know a family legacy.
Yeah, but
speaking of Boss Baby, Bob, give us our next category.
Yeah, the next category.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Is actually the worst of the first half of 2021.
Can you read the the category title verbatim?
Worst.
Just worst.
Just worst.
That was the name of this category, just worst.
Worst. Which, honestly, just looking at it, I don't know if I agree with everything on it. So, worst.
Are you talking about Mortal Kombat already?
Outside the Wire, Malcolm and Marie, Mortal Kombat, The Last Blockbuster, Cruella, The Woman in the Window. What do we think about these?
I'll take this one first because I have a passionate answer for this one.
I already know
let's hear it.
his answer, but I'm ready for it.
And you guys aren't going to agree with me because I don't think you watched it. So
It's The Last Blockbuster.
it's The Last Blockbuster.
Fuck is that?
The documentary about the last...
Oh, okay.
And it sucked. It was
But why
so
is
long.
Doug Benson in it?
That's a great fucking
Is Doug
question.
Benson the super hype guy?
Yeah, and he's so annoying in this. And they dedicate like the last 15 minutes to just him walking around the last Blockbuster, like unedited footage of him just walking around.
Did they think that was artistic?
I don't know what they thought it was, but this entire
That guy's been cool for 15 years.
documentary sucked. And I don't know how you could take a cool concept like here's the last operating store of this iconic franchise that dilapidated, and what most people would think is because of the rise of Netflix. They tackle that in like the first 15 minutes. Like they tease you at the beginning like, oh, people think Blockbuster closed because of Netflix, but that's not really what happened. And then like 15 minutes in, they're like, it was actually just kind of like poor business decisions across the board. And then there's like an hour and 15 minutes more of the documentary that is just pointless.
I'm surprised you invested that much time. So were you like 45 minutes in and you're like, I made a huge mistake?
I was probably roughly around the 45-minute mark. I'm like, why is this not good? This should only be good. And also, why is there still 45 minutes left? And it didn't get any better.
This one's a little tough for me because it took me 32 viewings to finish Malcolm and Marie. So like that right there should tell me it's the worst. But I was forced to watch The Woman in the Window for this podcast after I was the one who suggested it. And that movie, it let me down. It's like that made me feel the worst after. So I think I'm leaning towards The Woman in the Window because that movie fucking sucked and everyone half-assed it. And at least Malcolm and Marie, at least the two actors in it are like trying their hardest.
It feels like they tried.
Yeah.
I just didn't enjoy it.
The Woman in the Window just fucking sucked. I fucking hate it.
See, this is hard for me because Outside the Wire is nominated. I didn't hate that movie. It wasn't good.
No, yeah.
I just didn't.
It wasn't good, but it deserves to be.
For me,
It's not
the category with the title of just worst, I think would be something that I would hate. Like I think like Cats. I think like the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar: Last Airbender. Like I think when I just have a title of worst, that's what I think. Outside the Wire, really not good. Didn't hate it though. Malcolm Marie, didn't see. Mortal Kombat, really not good, but it did what it needed to do for me. So I actually ended up enjoying it. Last Blockbuster, I didn't see. Cruella, did not look good. Woman in the Window, very bad, but I also didn't hate it. Like I didn't have like a burning passion.
Do you have something?
I don't know. This is a hard one for me. That's what I'm saying is I don't know who I'm voting for. Jeremy said The Last Blockbuster. You said The Woman in the Window.
Are you going to take Jeremy's word for it or go with a movie you didn't like?
Also, who put Cruella on here? I haven't seen it, but I heard it wasn't as bad as people expected it
I
to
put it on
be.
there just based off that one scene of the Dalmatians knocking Cruella's mom off the balcony and killing her.
I didn't even know that was a
You
thing.
should watch it. It's hysterical. That's why she hates Dalmatians.
Oh, that's
Because-
awesome.
explain
That's
that.
actually awesome.
Because like 8 Dalmatians come out of nowhere and murder her mother.
Are we supposed to? Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the whole movie.
I would hate Dalmatians also if they killed my
Right?
fucking parents.
It's like,
yeah,
but they like try to
they're
make
trying to make her
Cruella,
look like a
sympathetic.
sympathetic. Yeah,
Yes.
well, that would do it for me. Yeah, if a dog killed my parents, I'd probably dislike the dog. I don't know. I think if I honestly had to vote, actually, you know what? It might be Woman in the Window because I liked Outside the Wire more than Woman in the Window. I liked Mortal Kombat more than Woman in the Window, and I didn't see Cruella. I didn't see the
What have you
last
liked
Blockbuster.
less than Woman in the Window this year? You know, it sucked. I fucking hate
it's hard
that
to
movie.
think of it. I'm gonna go Woman in the Window.
I didn't hate Woman in the Window, but I definitely agree with the analysis of no one gave a shit. Amy Adams for sure did not give a shit about that movie, and I can't blame her because she probably read the script and went, "This sucks."
Yeah,
So congratulations, Amy Adams, and whoever else made that movie.
Gary Oldman and that asshole
Gary
author
Oldman's
of the
fine in
book.
it.
Right?
He's in it for like
He's in it for like 4
No,
seconds.
no, he's fine. I'm just saying that the author
yeah.
of the book is an asshole.
All right, this is me. Next category. Now we went from worst. We're gonna get into a couple different bests here. Let's go with the best actress. We've got Elizabeth Olsen in WandaVision, Kathryn Hahn also in WandaVision, Kate Winslet in Mare of Easttown, Amy Adams in The Woman in the Window.
Interesting.
Forget everything I said in the last category. Michelle Rodriguez in F9 and Tig Notaro in Army of the Dead.
Don't even know who that is.
I know who I'm voting for, but you guys can go first if you'd
So
like.
I'm gonna go.
I love how you start this sentence and have no idea where you're going with it.
No, I thought I had to double check just to make sure I wasn't missing anybody. Once Jeremy read it the first time, I was gonna go Kathryn Hahn, just because I enjoyed her the most. I really did. It's either Elizabeth Olsen or Kathryn Hahn for me. Michelle Rodriguez really, depending on what you guys say, I could be swayed. But my initial first viewing of the list is definitely Kathryn Hahn, just because I think that was an iconic role.
Yeah, I was the one who put Michelle Rodriguez on here strictly because she convinced me that Brian, aka Paul Walker, is watching the kids when she looked at the camera and winked. It was the greatest line read in movie history, so she deserves to be here. I don't think she deserves to win. My vote, I watched WandaVision. I'm not a Marvel guy. I watched it. Great show. I think Kathryn Hahn was way better than Elizabeth Olsen. Like, Elizabeth Olsen, obviously the main character, but like Kathryn Hahn was so fucking
Stole
good.
the show.
Electric.
Like if this was best supporting actress, like she is the easiest winner of all time for me. I'm going with Kate Winslet because she led the show that I liked the most on this list. I'll let Jeremy wrap it up by voting for Kathryn Hahn, but Kate Winslet is my vote.
Well, here's where it's difficult, right? Because I told you I know who I'm voting for. If I wanted to pick between the best actresses, I would be between Kathryn Hahn and Kate Winslet. I want to vote for Tig Notaro. Because
Why?
Because she filmed the movie after the movie was done. She's just green screened into the entire movie.
Right.
We have another category coming up about a best one-man, one-room comedy. Tig Notaro could be nominated there too.
That's also
she
true.
Filmed all her shit by herself.
Yeah, she convinced me that she had met Dave Bautista before the red carpet event of this movie, but that didn't happen. They still may not have met each other. Yeah, it's tough. Kate Winslet, very good, but I'm gonna be the Marvel cuck that I am and give it to Kathryn Hahn because she steals the show in everything she's in.
She's a great actress.
She's incredible.
I think about Kathryn Hahn and WandaVision just on random times. I'm sitting in the shower.
She's like,
well, let me reel that in. That sounds. You might have to
keep that in, Jeremy.
Just not in that sense. What I'm saying is like when you have a moment to yourself and you're just like your mind's wandering. You go, remember that one show I watched? Man, she was pretty fucking good in that. You know, like that's what I mean by it. Not in a masturbatory in a masturbatory context.
Yeah, Catherine. Shout out to Catherine. I'm sure she's listening. I'm sure she's excited to hear all the nice things Bob has to say about her. So she'll be excited to get this Halfsie in the mail.
Wow. Well earned, Miss Hahn. Let's move on to our best actors. Ben, who do we got?
Yeah, let's keep this best category going. We got Denzel Washington in The Little Things, Lakeith Stanfield in Judas and the Black Messiah, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom Holland in Cherry, Anthony Mackie in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We got Vin Diesel in F9, and then wrapping it up in this category is Bow Wow for F9, his appearance in that movie.
Oh, fuck.
Bob, where are you leaning for this
This
one?
is hard. Let me just answer. Let me answer it honestly first. It's clearly Tom Holland and Cherry. Like really, yeah. We can't be a movie podcast without mentioning how amazing his performance was in Cherry. Truly unbelievable. Could have made me cry. But that's like the honest answer. Let's give the real answer right now, because sometimes honesty isn't always right.
Bob Liebel, his senior quote.
It's Bow Wow. It's Bow Wow, little Bow Wow. S Moss at S Moss. It's Bow Wow.
All right, let me give my answer real quick, and then we'll give the fake answer. I didn't see Judas and the Black Messiah. I know both of those roles were I believe you, like outstanding.
Yeah,
and I still regret that I went to watch this movie the day after they took it off HBO Max. Yeah. So I'm waiting for that shit to go right back on there. Tom Holland and Cherry made that movie. That movie wasn't particularly great. He was really good in it. So my fake vote, or my real vote, is for I think Daniel Kaluuya is the better one. Jeremy, maybe I know that Keith Stanfield is like maybe
They're both very good. I mean,
isn't one of them supposed to be like the supporting actor?
well,
though?
they were
kind of
both
fucked
nominated
up for best
leading actors.
Yeah. And
I made the argument that Lakeith Stanfield was the leading role, with Daniel Kaluuya being the supporting role, but they still both killed it.
All right, I'll go with Lakeith Stanfield because I think he's a cooler actor. Are they both in Get Out? Shit, they are.
They are.
Lakeith Stanfield's in the very beginning. All right, yeah, I'll go with Lakeith Stanfield. Real answer, though, is Vin Diesel. I thought he had a great performance. Bow Wow's a great supporting actor, Bob. I love it. But Vin Diesel, just like, honestly, this was the role he was born to play, was F9.
Some would say his only role.
Well, here's the thing, right? You're reading this list, and I'm like, Vin Diesel in F... Was Vin Diesel in... That was Dom Toretto. Oh my god, that was Vin Diesel playing Dom Toretto. I was so convinced that was a real person, right? So it's like, how do you not give him Best Actor?
Are you telling me that Vin Diesel doesn't sign his name Dom Toretto when he's signing things?
You know how you know if it's a good actor or not is if I'm talking about Vin Diesel in another movie, I was like, yeah, Dom Toretto in The Pacifier. Dom Toretto is real good. Like, he is Dom Toretto. He's become this character.
Dom Toretto in Triple X was really good.
Yeah.
But also the fact that I don't know who you guys voted for, so I'm not really sure how it's split. Like, do I go with Lakeith Stanfield? Do I go with Tom Holland?
My vote is for
Did
Vin
Bow Wow
Diesel.
already win this category? Like,
It depends. If you vote for Bow Wow, then Bow Wow will win. If you vote for Lakeith Stanfield, he'll win. It's all up to you, Jeremy.
My vote is Vin Diesel.
then I would like to give the award to the greatest actor of the first half of this year, Mr. Diesel. AKA Dom Toretto, because he is Dom Toretto.
What's his real name again? I know.
We had it on the thing.
Oh, yeah, Bob. What's his name?
I
don't fucking
You don't remember anymore?
No, what was it?
Mark Sinclair.
That sucks.
That's like a solid name if you want to be an actor, but he's like, not good enough. Vin Diesel.
How the fuck did he come up with that?
You know what's pretty funny? Dom Toretto is a more real human being than Mark Sinclair.
That's so true. He's had 3 names and the least one he's known for. It's his real name.
All right. Let's move on to our next category. Somehow the rotation ended up on Bob here.
No,
so.
Jeremy, take this one.
What is it? What are we on?
We're going to Jeremy. You'll take the next one.
Jeremy, you take this. Fuck that.
All right. This was a very competitive category this year, so it's going to be hard to deliberate. The category is Best One-Man, One-Room Comedy Special, and the nominees include Inside by Bo Burnham. I'm going to go with Inside by Bo Burnham. It was truly, I mean, I predicted it that I would love it because it was Bo Burnham. I've watched it twice, and I've listened to it about 50 times.
Yeah, I'll talk, Bob, before you shit on it. I hated Bo Burnham before 2017, and then 8th Grade came out, and then this came out, and I was like, I'm going to watch this for 15 minutes, realize it sucks, and then tell Jeremy it sucks. I watched it. This is not for everyone. Bob, I don't necessarily think you'd like it.
I don't think I'm ever going to watch it.
That's fine. I don't think everyone should watch it, but for people who do, and for people who are 30 minutes in and they are... This talks to you. It's so fucking good. It's like the perfect piece of entertainment that came from the pandemic, and he doesn't even mention the pandemic. It's like, I don't know, for a real moment. It was probably the best thing that came out during the pandemic. Like all forms of art that could have come out of that, and it was so good. I listen to this way too much. My girlfriend can attest to that. I listen to these songs way too fucking much, but I love this special. I've seen it twice, and I'll probably watch it a lot of times in the future. So this is an easy category one.
Bo Burnham, here comes your award.
Congratulations, sir. Yeah, it is truly... I watched it thinking I was going to like it, and then I was blown away, and then I watched it again, and I picked up on so many more things, and then my 15th time listening to one of the songs on Spotify, I'll pick up a new thing and be like, damn. This is truly perfect. It was a year's worth of time and energy condensed into 90 minutes, and it was the best 90 minutes you could get out of it. I saw one of the best tweets I saw about it was me and Bo Burnham experienced the same pandemic. He made Inside, and I just watched a bunch of shitty TV shows. And I was like, yeah,
it's tough.
I feel that one.
We created a podcast though about movies during a pandemic, so shout out to
cooler,
us.
Though.
Bo Burnham can't be here to accept this word, so Jeff Bezos is here on his behalf. So shout out to him.
All right, Bob. I cut you, so we'll let you take the next category.
Yeah, next category is Best in Progress. The nominees are Loki, Rick and Morty season 5, Dave season 2, and the NBA playoffs. Where are we leaning towards on this one?
An interesting final nominee there that was added earlier.
Is it not in progress, Jeremy?
It is.
It's in progress. It's pretty entertaining.
It certainly qualifies. I know I didn't put it on there.
I've only heard bad things about Dave season 2, and that's from the one person I know who watches it, my brother. I know, Jeremy, you watch it too, but I haven't heard you speak about it.
I have seen 2 of the 3 episodes that are currently out. It is not capturing me in the same way the first season did. I can say that for sure.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Dave. NBA playoffs are really going pretty
It's
well.
fun because
I don't
it's
know
like
how
all
those
new
are
people.
still going. Our fantasy basketball ended like 7 months ago.
Dude, yeah,
Playoffs
it's,
are
the
wild.
NBA playoffs take so fucking long. So it's
New
like
stars.
the NHL playoffs.
New stars being made. That's the most entertaining part about it.
It's
I would
cool
say.
because like I don't watch like every game. I'm not like
neither do I.
if like if LeBron was still on the Cavs, I'd be watching every game. But I'm like a fair weather fan with the Cavs, so I don't watch every game. But like it's just cool that like a random team is going to win, and it's not just like the best player in the league is winning.
It's not the super team.
I think it's
not
cool like that.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. Yeah.
That being said, I'll go with Rick and Morty season 5 because I'm 1 episode in, didn't watch the second one yet, and it seems like it's bouncing back. Rick and Morty kind of can't do any wrong as long as they get weirder and weirder. I just kind of like it. And I haven't seen Loki.
So Loki is 4 episodes in. They just had their best episode with episode 4. That got me exhilarated watching it. Like Loki is really good.
So should I? You guys told me to watch WandaVision. I didn't hear you guys say really anything about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think you guys once were like, watch it.
WandaVision is 1 for me. Loki, unless it does something crazy in the last 2 episodes.
2 more, yeah.
2 more episodes. Loki will be 2, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier is
So should
3.
I invest some time into Loki?
Loki is very good.
Watch them all, honestly.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is very good as well, but I agree with Bob's ranking there.
They're not a long watch, but with that being said, Loki is I just praised it so much. But Rick and Morty, I've seen the 2 episodes. Episode 1, I think huge bounce back. I think it's finally like doing what I wanted to do. Episode 2 also, I think very, very strong. Not as strong as episode 1, but also equally as strong. I think the reason I like this season so much is because they are like actually talking about like continuity. Like it doesn't have to be a lot, but as long as they address these things, because obviously like it's this big overarching story, sort of. Like sometimes you can't tell because like what universe are they in? Like what timeline? Like all this bullshit. Like it can be confusing. But obviously the episodes that people like. You ask someone to name their favorite episode, always one that has to do with like continuity over seasons. You know, like episodes that actually matter, like in terms of like a story structure, not just one random one-off, which most of the episodes are.
Not the cable television.
Exactly. Yeah, but well, those are funny for a different reason. Yeah, but like the first 2 episodes have the first episode more, kind of second episode a little less, have addressed it, and I think that's what moving forward is going to bring the series back for me, where I actually am going to watch it. So I'm voting for Rick and Morty just because I do love that show.
Yeah, I've really liked the 2 episodes of Rick and Morty so far. I've been kind of going back and rewatching Rick and Morty, just kind of half-assed, falling asleep to it lately.
Forget about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, those are episodes that I feel like I was blend in my head, so rewatching them, it feels fresh again a lot of the time, except for a handful of episodes I've seen more than a few times. That being said, though, it's already won the category. I'm probably going to vote for Loki. I didn't love the 3rd episode, but it came back strong in the 4th episode. And
I agree.
The fact that happened in the 4th episode and not the 5th episode, like where they left it off, means that there's 2 more episodes left to play with all the loose ends and all the questions that haven't been answered yet. And so I think Loki has the ability to end super strong. And if we're talking about best in progress, we're 2/3 of the way through, and they could not stick the landing, but if they do stick the landing, they're going to have something really great on their hands. So that's why I'm voting for Loki, but I accept Rick and Morty taking the category.
Thank you, Rick and Morty.
Congratulations, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland.
Our second last category of the night is Best TV Show or Limited Series. We got Search Party Season 4, a.k.a. the worst season of the show. So that's going to be tough to win. WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Invincible Season 1, and Mayor of Easttown. Bob, you have seen 3 of these. I know 3 of them are strong. You just ranked 2 of them.
Yeah. No.
Where are you leaning?
So Invincible... I've been on record saying I really, really, really like. Everyone's telling me to watch whatever fucking other...
The Boys.
Yeah, whatever. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, I really liked Invincible. But I seriously think WandaVision was one of my favorite things that I've ever seen ever, and the experience of watching that week to week was just incredible to me. I truly fucking loved everything about that series. It's so easy for me. It's WandaVision.
Jeremy, let me cut you off then because I feel like you might lean towards WandaVision. I'm going with Invincible season 1 because
I can get down with that too.
This is one of the shows that like WandaVision I binge watched it when it was all done and I heard all great things. Invincible, I was watching episode to episode and was like, oh, it's Friday. Cool, I'm watching Invincible today. Not many shows nowadays really do that because you kind of just binge everything.
Yeah, it's nice. But your reasoning is the reason why I liked WandaVision.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but Invincible is super cool. I'm super excited for season 2. Like, I don't know. This is a tough one because WandaVision was really good. Mayor of Easttown was really good. Search Party was the worst fucking season they've ever put out. So this was a tough category for me.
Yeah, I can knock this one out pretty systematically. Search Party, it's been nominated for a couple different things. I watched all of Search Party in the first half of this year. I think that show just progressively gets worse.
Dude,
every
season 1 is great. Like,
season 1 is awesome.
Anyone out there, watch season 1 and then never watch another season.
Actually, like they never did anything after that because season 1 is really good.
It's
Season
so
2 isn't even that bad. 3, 4.
I don't even remember. I had to text you and be like, what was season 4 of Search Party?
Falcon and Winter Soldier, very much enjoyed it. Not the best Marvel show to come out. Mayor of Easttown, very much enjoyed it. I think The Outsider is a better version of what Mayor of Easttown did. That being said, still liked it. Invincible Season 1, very much liked it. Super excited that it's picked up for more seasons. If I'm comparing it to something similar, I would still say The Boys is a little bit better. That leaves WandaVision. So far, the best Marvel show. The fact that it was the first Marvel show to come out, and it was so weird, it was so unique, they did so many things with it. It told a satisfying story that connected to all the different parts of the MCU. I think they really like set the standard for what the MCU shows are with WandaVision, and they knocked it out of the park. All the side characters are great. The misdirections they had throughout this season, watching it week to week, every decision they made from pre-production to production to how it was distributed was genius, and it was perfectly executed. So easy WandaVision vote for me.
For me, it's been so long since, like, because obviously, like, in the world of binging everything, it's been so long since there's been a show that's been out. And, like, the Disney shows are doing this, and, like, there's other streaming services that do this, but, like, it's just weird to get back into that. And, like, at first I was like, God damn it, I just want to watch it all at once. This is fucking obnoxious. But, like, when you would finish the episode, and then you'd be able to talk about it all week, and then, like, kind of come up with theories and, like, shit like that, like, that's something I kind of miss from, you know, TV and stuff. Like that's something that happens very often in a binging world that we're in today. But I fucking love WandaVision. It's seriously so fucking good.
Do you have any Catherine Hahn thoughts?
Well, you know what I think about Cat Hahn.
Did you make a vote, Ben?
I voted for Invincible, okay. But WandaVision, I'm okay with. Some of these, like, I get upset when they win, but I'm okay with WandaVision.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, boys, we are in our final category of the evening, and what an evening it's been. Should we just reflect a little bit? I feel like, you know, I don't want to call it too soon, but Halfsies 2021, just another incredible, stellar award show put on by the Big Movie Boys.
Is this going to get a nomination at the Bimbos for best episode?
It's possible.
Will I remember it?
It certainly qualifies. But let's get into our final category here. As we'd expect, Best Picture.
Who the fuck nominated these?
We got a lot of nominations here. It's basically
I put one in here.
It's basically every movie that's come out this year, except for some that we put into the worst category. Nominees include The Little Things, Judas and the Black Messiah, Cherry, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Woman in the Window, Army of the Dead, A Quiet Place Part 2, Luca, and most recently, F9. Ben, how do you narrow this category down? You did throw one in that I have not seen.
Yeah, I watched Luca while babysitting a couple weeks ago, and
I heard it was not good.
I liked it better than Raya and The Last Dragon. That's my comparison. I was like, I should put one of those on there to shout out like kid movies.
And all the kids listening.
And you haven't seen Boss Baby yet, so
I'll be seeing Boss Baby soon enough to try to boost my scores. And I didn't see Mitchell's vs. the Machines. I guess that's a child's movie.
I watched that one, and it is really good. Yeah, it's Lord and Miller who did Spider-Verse and Lego Movie and stuff.
The way I narrow this one down is like 10 of these movies suck, and one of them's really good, and that's why I go with F9. It's maybe A Quiet Place I sneak in there too. I did not see Judas and the Black Messiah. The Little Things maybe would have been good if it came out when it was supposed to in the 90s. I'm going with F9 here. It's pretty easy. I think it's got a shot at Best Picture this year. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I look at it like Luca. I heard is really good. Army of the Dead I liked. Cherry, I like Tom Holland in it. That's about it. The Little Things, I think, also was kind of a sleeper enjoyment involved in it. Yeah, A Quiet Place Part 2, actually incredible. First movie I saw back in theaters, saw it with Jeremy.
And you loved A Quiet Place.
Yeah, it was a great movie that I've seen multiple times. But I think the answer for this one is honest to God, the easiest question I've ever been asked in my entire life. The only question that might be easier, do you want another beer? In the answer, you could answer it the same way, with yes or with F9. And the answer is F9.
Wow, that was great.
Bob throws himself. Bob is the one who makes himself look like an alcoholic. It's not me and Jeremy.
I mean, F9 was something I was super excited for. I was excited by the fact that you guys were excited for it by the time it,
You
finally
saw
came out.
Judas and the Black Messiah, so that's what you're gonna say, right?
I mean, yeah.
Use your brain.
Obviously, F9 was a lot of fun. If I want to be objective, right? If we want to have some semblance of any sort of just professionalism in this category, and I wanted to pick the objective best movie, obviously I'm going with F9. How could you not go with F9? It literally leaves all these other movies in the dusted.
Literally.
Dom Toretto, he's back. The family's even bigger. John Cena wasn't at the barbecue, but you know he will be in the next one.
Me and Bob still are dumbfounded that was Paul Walker.
Unbelievable. Chills.
But yeah, I mean, how could this go to anything else? And if
We literally made this podcast for this movie.
The antithesis of this podcast.
if the
is
Academy
this
has
fucking movie.
any self-respect, it will be nominated and win Best Picture at the Oscars because it's just that good. We all ranked it in the middle of the Fast and Furious movies, but it's still the best movie that came out this year.
Hey, the Academy, don't listen to our last podcast, but listen to this one.
Exactly. So
There's some bad movies so far this year.
we were going through the list. There's some stinkers, like Little
Zack
Things.
Snyder's Justice
I think like
League.
the second half of the year, that like most movie like companies are waiting to put out their best movies.
Other than A Quiet Place 2 and F9, did any of these come out in theaters?
But like none of these movies will actually be nominated. Like Judas and the Black Messiah wasn't
Was
that
already
nominated in
nominated.
for last year.
So yeah, I mean, I really liked Mitchells and the Machines, but it might get nominated for Best Animated potentially. But
I think The Quiet Place could get a nominee if they
I don't think it's
sound
sound
design.
design though. Yeah.
Yeah, if they could recognize.
or
like,
didn't they
horror
condense
movies.
them all for Best Sound?
Best
yeah.
sound.
Whatever
Yeah.
bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, so that was an easy one.
I wish F9 would have come out last year because maybe it would have gotten nominated.
Not
We'll
as
see.
much competition.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Better than Nomadland.
All right, boys, how do we feel? Another halvesies in the bag.
We had them all right, as always.
Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing. I mean, our scientific method of just kind of
spoken.
drinking some beers and shooting off the cuff here. Bob barely even knowing what the nominees or categories are. But yeah, that'll wrap up the halvesies for 2021. First half wrapped up. Hopefully, bigger and better things on the horizon for the second half of this year. Next week could be a shit show.
We're
Or-
not doing anything
or
next week.
there might not be an episode, but next week Black
Oh,
Widow comes
fuck.
out, and if a podcast comes out, it may be filmed on location. So
In scenic downtown Las Vegas.
maybe not quite that far.
That's
but,
how we're going?
Mm,
Oh, darn.
I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
So keep your ears out for that. Hope you had a good 4th of July weekend. And as always, thank you for listening. And remember,
Mr. Wow, look at your DMs.
we'll see you next week.